I got to see Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning early, so here are my early thoughts on the film. Of course, this is a spoiler-free review. This is just my initial thoughts on the movie, so don't be afraid of any sort of spoilers. But before we get into today's review, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on push notifications, but let's get into today's review. The Final Reckoning takes place right after Dead Reckoning, which came out 2 years ago, I believe, which was another fantastic Mission Impossible movie, so does this one live up to that one? Mission Impossible is a 30-plus year franchise, and it's incredible that Tom Cruise, at over 60 years old, has been able to maintain this physical, challenge of making these movies. And not only does he continue to be great at it, he gets better and better each and every movie. It's insane. I'm starting to believe that he's actually a vampire. So yeah, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning was fantastic. It really doesn't surprise me that it was a really good movie. I mean, the Mission Impossible movies recently have just been banger after banger. Fallout's my favorite Mission Impossible movie, but this one is just, it's such a fun time. I mean, you go to these movies because you expect, these big action sequences, and you expect big stunts from Tom Cruise and huge set pieces, and it's exactly what you get and more. And I feel like the scale for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is at an all-time high. It is a big movie, and the stunts are incredible. The set pieces are amazing. The action sequences are so fun to watch. Tom Cruise is just the man. I never noticed this in the previous Mission Impossible movies, but at the beginning of this one, it said a Tom Cruise production. So let me know if they also says that in the previous ones, because this is definitely a Tom Cruise production. We also got to give it up to director and co-writer of the movie, Christopher McQuarrie, because he is also a writer on Top Gun: Maverick. He was a writer on the previous Mission Impossible movies. He and Tom Cruise have just created such a world behind Mission Impossible, and they just work together so well. And I hope to see them do other things in the future, because as far as Tom Cruise's career in the film industry, it's only been sequels to movies that he's done previously, like Top Gun: Maverick and just Mission Impossible. But other than that, he hasn't really done much of anything else. So I hope that, he continues acting in big action films that aren't, sequels. Because dude, he's so fun to watch. He might just genuinely be the last action star. I don't really think anyone else in the industry is doing that. I mean, yeah, Jackie Chan is doing it, but I don't think anyone else that hasn't been trained like how Jackie Chan was is doing what Tom Cruise is doing. I don't really have much to critique on the movie. Or like anything to really like point out as far as how good it is. I've already talked about the amazing set pieces, the incredible action, the choreography, the stunt choreography. But there really isn't anything that I can be like, oh, this did so well. It's kind of just one of those movies that is just like, you know what? You go to see it because it's an action-packed movie, but you hope that it also has a good story. And luckily, the movie also has a good story. So there really isn't anything for me to be like, well, it could have been a little bit better here and there. It really just has really great pacing and just overall really good action sequences throughout the movie, so you don't get bored. I genuinely was holding my breath at some parts. Like there's moments where he's underwater, and I was just like, as soon as he has to start holding his breath, I also started to hold my breath. And it's just like, it's such a immersive movie in spots that you wouldn't think it would be like immersive. You just kind of get pulled into this movie, and it's so amazing that that's where the Mission Impossible franchise has come to. Because when Mission Impossible started, yes, the movies were, action films of the 90s, but and they had big stunt scenes, but nothing like how it compares to now. And it's so cool to see that they didn't get lazy. They didn't become formulaic. They really just like, how can we top the last movie? How can we do a stunt that's even more dangerous, more stupid? What can we do? I'm pretty sure they're probably going to put Tom Cruise down a volcano, eventually. Pardon my language. I don't know why that just came out. Got so immersed in talking about this movie, I forgot that I don't swear on my channel. As I said, this is a spoiler-free review, but there is one thing I want to touch on, and that is that even before the movie is going to be coming out in theaters, it's been said that this could possibly be the last Mission Impossible film. And I'm not going to speak anything on it as to like what I saw in the movie, but really, I can't even say as if it will be the last or if they're going to continue it. That's kind of how I'm feeling. So I'm not going to spoil anything, but just I really have no idea if this is going to be the last one or if they're going to be making more. I'm leaving it as ambiguous as I possibly can because I genuinely don't know. What I do know is that this could quite possibly be one of the best in the franchise. I think it's so fun. I think it is just a culmination of everything that makes the Mission Impossible franchise work and what makes the movies spectacular each and every time. It's so fun. And, you know, I love exploration kind of stories, and this movie really felt like exploratory and different from other Mission Impossible movies. Like, it felt like... It's hard to explain because I feel like I make a joke that, like, you know, all the Mission Impossible movies are actually, you know, the missions are in fact possible. But this was a movie where it actually almost felt like the mission was almost, you know, was impossible. It had me on the edge of my seat. It was so fun. It was actually kind of bold. I mean, it was kind of, you know, on the edge of becoming an R-rated movie. And I think that that's really cool. But dang, this movie's good. This movie's really, really good. And like I said, it might be one of the best in the franchise. It's a very, 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 very good movie, and I can't wait for people to see it. I feel like fans of Mission Impossible are going to absolutely love this movie, and you know, they should just keep making more. I mean, and maybe not even just Mission Impossible, but they just got to keep making more action movies because Tom Cruise in action movies is just right. But that'll bring you to the end of today's review. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of it. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on push notifications. But I will see you in the next one. Remember, your movie moment is right around the corner. See you in the next video.